Nothing better than a little Duggar damage control and Anna Duggar in pants. That's right, it's time for the Fall Festival. Don't look over at Ginger and that book. Anna's wearing pants and everyone in our family loves each other. Let's talk about the latest from Jed Duggar and all things going down in Duggartown and why it's a little sus. Hey everyone, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. How are you? It is Tuesday, November 15th, 2022. It's already the middle of November. The holidays are like right around the corner. I don't know if you guys are big into the holidays. We love them. We're already starting to decorate. My son is obsessed with decorating. And we just love lights, and pretty soon we'll get a tree. It'll be phenomenal. So if you're getting into that holiday spirit, give me a thumbs up. So let's talk about this video that was put out by Jed Duggar Friday. And listen, I am not the first to report this. I reported this on Friday on my Instagram, which, by the way, if you're not following me on Instagram and you want to just get like funny memes, oh my gosh, I'm having the best sister wives memes. I have this amazing woman that's been creating them and sharing them with me. Check out my Instagram or my Facebook. It's Without a Crystal Ball on Instagram, or it's WOACB on Facebook. So listen, Jed Duggar put out some videos, and I think it's fair to say now that Jed Duggar is the new damage control for Jim Bob. I think it's easy to see that there is a push by Jed to show the family as normal human beings. And if you know anything, for the last several years, Jessa Duggar, Seawald, has been the one that would post videos from the family get-togethers. For instance, she posted for 2 years in a row the family fall get-together. So they had this like fall festival. Well, this year, Jessa has not posted anything like that, but Jed did. There's been a lot of questions about, why the sudden push to like make the family look normal and happy. My guess is that there's a lot of negative press right now. Ginger announced her book last week, and so now we have to just show the Duggars are one big happy family, and it's not bad because Ginger flat out said that there is going to be details given about growing up in the IBLP, growing up under those rules, and what it meant for her life. And so the Duggar response was to come out with a video or an article, tabloid, with In Touch, basically saying that they were scared about what might be coming and fearing the worst. And now we have Jed putting out this video. So let's talk about the damage control, and let's talk about who wasn't at this party and who was in jeans. And let's talk about the babies and everything that was seen in these videos. But before we do, can you do me a big favor? If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. If you also would love to get notified, just click the bell, ring it, and you'll get notified anytime a new video is loaded by me or if I ever go live. And always leave some comments. And I already asked you to give me a thumbs up if you're getting ready for the holidays. Okay, so Jed's video is really like, wah, wah, wah. It's like normal, like they've got their chili cook-off, they've got their pies. What I thought was more interesting was like, who wasn't there? In years past, Jessa would have been like front and center with all of her kids. Joy and Austin would have been there. I didn't see a single Duggar daughter that was over the age of, other than Jana, 20. So there was no Joy, there was no Jill, there was no Ginger, and there was no Jessa, which I think is kind of telling. This would have been a situation that Joy would have obviously been super involved in before, same with Jessa. There has been a separation, and I told you that the In Touch articles, some people are like, In Touch is so unreliable. I actually disagree here because they sued In Touch, the Duggars. And I don't know if you remember this, but Jim Bob sued them, and then they dropped the lawsuit against them because they were dismissed by the court. But there has been some sort of relationship between them over the years because they, during the trial, were getting statements from literally Josh's legal team where like they spoke to no one else. So I firmly believe they have people on the inside they're speaking to, and I think it's the propaganda machine. They have all this stuff coming out, and they're like, oh, the Duggars are, Anna's so upset with the sisters because they spoke out against Josh, okay? And she doesn't forgive them. Well, who spoke out against Josh? Joy, Ginger, Jessa, and Jill. So who wasn't at the fall festival? The girls. Who was at the fall festival? Anna Duggar. Okay? So if you have a family, your dad, for instance, that is paying for the defense of your brother, who's been incarcerated now for almost a year, like he will be incarcerated since December, I think, 14th of 2021. Now, he hasn't been in the federal system since, I think he was moved in the federal system in June, but he has literally been away from home. He has been under lock and key since December of 2021. So in the middle of that, he has not been at home, but Anna has been staying with the Duggars. And it sounds like the Duggars, to make waves or to keep Anna pacified, they're paying for her to live with them and taking care of her, and she's under the umbrella of authority of Jim Bob. She has her own feelings and thoughts, and she's been, I told you, the one that was really helping Josh promote his wild, harebrained conspiracies that other people have done this, and she accused friends of Joy. She tried to frame friends of friends. They have just gone through extraordinary lengths to try to lay the blame on anyone else but Josh. And that created a humongous rift with her and some of the siblings, mainly some of the sisters, obviously. So those sisters now are not like going over to the family house as much because why? Because there's literally drama between her and Anna. And the parents, the Duggars, are standing by Josh. They're not standing by the daughters, by the way. Listen, I'm all about healthy boundaries if you have parents that are toxic or family members that are toxic. So I have no doubt that some of these girls just didn't go because of that. One, Ginger literally doesn't live in the state, so why would she go to Arkansas for like some fall festival, right? She's living in Hollywood. She's doing her best life. She's having a phenomenal time. She's literally going to put a book out to try to like dismantle the IBLP, sort of. And here we are. And so Jill obviously has cut contact. She's no contact for the most part, except for her mom will sometimes help out, which she did with Freddie, but she doesn't maintain like a close relationship with a lot of her siblings or with her father. Joy and Austin not being there doesn't surprise me, but Jessa was sort of like this, I don't even know, like a holdout, where I figured she and Ben would always be sort of like placating it and be in the middle. But it looks like Jessa and Ben didn't even attend. And they could have had other plans, but it just seemed like a very odd, like, whoa, none of the girls are there. And then it was like more evidence to me that like all of the boys are there, literally. In the Duggars, there's two families. There's the boys and the girls. And the boys are treated like so much differently than the girls because the boys can work. Girls don't have to. They're not supposed to. The only job of a woman is to be quiet, make babies, and take care of the kids. Literally. They have zero value for women beyond that. And so because of that, why would Jim Bob really care about what his daughters are doing? They're no value to him. I mean, allegedly. So none of the girls are there, right? And who's there? All the boys. And some of the boys look like they've had more kids, which, by the way, they don't use birth control in the IBLP, so I don't think any of you should be surprised if Josiah has another kid or Joseph has another kid. Lauren was seen holding a baby, and so was Kendra. So there could be two babies that we haven't heard about, but honestly, I don't spend a lot of time worrying about the babies because they are in the IBLP, no birth control. The women cannot say no at all to their husbands if they want to have, marital relations. And because of that, a woman doesn't really have a choice. And they're told that they're supposed to have as many babies as possible because more babies means that God loves you more. I mean, the more babies is more blessings. So to me, it's not all that exciting or even interesting that there's more kids because that's all they do is make kids because they think it's like what God wants them to do. And it just makes me sad because it makes me realize that like women can't say no. So even if a woman might be dealing with serious complications, they're going to go through these like really high risk pregnancies that could potentially be really dangerous because they believe they have to. It's, to me as a woman, that just makes me upset. That's just me. Anyways, so there's a couple more babies, but what I thought was also interesting here is that Anna was wearing jeans. Now, this isn't the first time we've seen Anna wearing jeans, is it? No, we saw her wearing jeans back in the summer when one of my followers sent me some photographs because they saw Anna at the Silver Dollar City in Branson, Missouri. So she was wearing jeans when she attended this event. I think it was back in like May. And we were like, whoa, Anna's in jeans. She's breaking free. But we've now learned that Anna literally goes and visits Josh like every other weekend, and they're fighting about their future, but she's not going to leave him. But she is openly defying Jim Bob, which I thought was shocking. Like, she's technically under Jim Bob's umbrella of authority, and he could say, Anna, no, you have to wear a dress, but she's flat out wearing jeans. And I was like, okay, Anna's going rogue when it comes to some of those things. And part of me thinks that Anna's just at this place where she's like, IDGAF, like, I have to stay in the situation, so I'm going to wear jeans. And what are you going to do about it, Jim? Jim's probably not going to try to enforce anything. My thoughts are because he knows that, like, if he rocks the boat, she could take off with the 7 kids. And Jim Bob lays claim on those kids like they are his children in his mind because he owns them, because he owns Josh, allegedly. So he's probably just gonna like try to play nice with Anna and not tell her she can't wear jeans. But I was just like shocked. Whoa, Anna's literally wearing jeans in public. Like, this isn't, she's ditching the whole like I gotta wear skirts and collars up to here. Okay. So Anna's there wearing jeans. There's a couple new babies with the boys, and all of this after this whole video, all I just kept thinking was damage control, damage control, damage control. Literally, every time I see a new baby being born or an announcement about what the Duggars are doing, I think, what does this help the people that are being hurt by the IBLP? How does this help the survivors, the victims of Bill Gothard? How does it help to promote the Duggars who continue to stay in a cult? Well, we will certainly talk about the problematic beliefs, and we will certainly highlight why what they're involved in is very dangerous to women and children. And we will certainly talk about the criminal aspect that was involved with Josh's crimes. People get bored, I think, and they forget about who the Duggars are, right? They forget what they're involved in, and they think, well, I just watched them on TV. They can't be all that bad, right? None of these boys have left the IBLP. What does that tell you? They're in a system that makes it so that their wives are their broodmares and their helpmeet. Are these the kind of men that you want to look up to and care about what they're doing? That's just my question to my audience. Is this something that you care about? Do you care about a man that degrades a woman down to the status of what she can put into her uterus and how many kids she can have? And she has no free will. She doesn't get to talk back to them. She doesn't get to have a job. I mean, I live in the world of 2022 where women don't get to be slaves, and these women are basically slaves to their husbands. So I get sad. And I think some people get happy, but I get sad. And that's just me. So if I get a little like contrite when I talk about it, that's why. That's where I'm coming from. It's not from a place of like, I hate the Duggars. It's like, I hate what's happening here. And I'm going to keep on talking for the survivors, right? Because there are thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people that have been affected by the IBLP. And I'm not going to forget about them. So what I'm going to remind you of is that this video comes out damage control because Ginger is going to do a book about the IBLP and how everything is hurting her, what the fear she lived in, the fear of life in the IBLP. She called out Bill Gothard. The boys are all still in the IBLP. They have no reason to leave because this belief system completely keeps them in a narcissistic circle where they get to be lords over their wives. They have no incentive to leave. The girls do. They do, because in their world, they should have more rights. Jessa's a wild card, but guess what? Jessa doesn't believe in the IBLP, and neither does Ben. She just hasn't said that publicly. That's what I've talked to several people. If you listen to Ben's sermons, he's not at all an IBLP follower. So Jessa could be slowly separating herself from it and trying to sort of take her own steps. Now, will she ever speak out? I don't think so. I don't think she wants to make that kind of statement, but I don't expect her to not stay close to Ginger, because Ginger and her have the same beliefs now, and so did Ben and Jeremy. They're all part of the same church. Even though they have independent churches, it's all kind of the umbrella of John MacArthur. So long story short, Anna goes rogue, wears pants. There's a couple new babies, which makes me sad because anytime a new baby is born, they are at risk for a lot of things that are not healthy for a child. Educational neglect, by not getting properly schooled, lack of medical care because IBLP does not believe in medical care, lack of mandated reporters checking in on kids, lack of resources because the families have too many kids, corporal punishment. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And not to mention blind obedience and no freedom. So that's sort of where I'm coming from. Let me know what your thoughts of when you saw all of this. And if you're on the same page as me, let me know. We'll be going on to some more topics today. We've got a video coming up next, actually, about Janelle and when she left Cody. Tell me what your thoughts are in the comments below. Bye, guys.